Hello everyone, welcome back to another video here. So, this is time to review Sparking Zero. In the background gameplay, the first match you're gonna see is, just me kind of messing around with, Goku Black, UI Goku, and Janemba. Um, I have kind of found some characters that I jive with a little bit more than others. And the second fight will basically, well, there'll be 3 fights in total, but the second fight will be me playing fusions for the first time, because I'm gonna be honest, I've lightly touched Movie Z Gogeta and Blue Gogeta, but I never really touched the other fusions, besides maybe like Zamasu just a little bit. So we'll see that fight briefly, and then at the end y'all will see who I considered at the time, which is literally today, but I think it's not, my best team being Dobora, Bardock, and Base Broly against like the creme de la creme, so to speak. Again, by the way, all of these fights will have the bot at super difficulty. Something that I found quite strange was the bots never really transformed. I don't think they transformed a single time, and they didn't fuse either, which to me is a little bit strange. And I do hope they make the bots a little bit more difficult in the future, because I had the teams at 5 people, and it was at okay, like a full team of 5 that I feel like at that point I was like, ooh, now I should try a little bit harder. I feel like super difficulty I should really should be kind of really difficult for me to do, because I don't think I'm particularly great at the game. Y'all judge my gameplay. Now stay tuned to the end of the video. At the end of the video, I will be discussing my first ranked match and how that entire match went and everything. So yeah, before we get straight into things, a couple of things. First and foremost, Code Vein will be the next game that we're going to do a playthrough of, especially so everyone can see the infamous Cathedral level. Do not worry. A lot of the stuff is going to be condensed down for time. The game has been out for quite some time, so for the most part, area progression is going to be pretty chopped down, if I'm going to be perfectly honest. Now, let me know in the comments below if y'all want to see either just being by myself, me and maybe a brand new kind of creator, maybe, or, me and Breakfast, me and Torchic, or, me, Breakfast, and Torchic all together. Do keep in mind, Torchic is going to take a little bit of convincing. I got her all the way up to the cathedral level, and it was at the cathedral level where our sanity was tested and it broke. Uh, I actually broke first because she wanted to progress a little bit, and I was like, "Holy shit! I have to do this fucking shit again if I want to get her through this game." And we got somewhat in, and then she started to lose it a little bit, and then I showed her how far we actually had to go, and she's like, I don't really feel like doing this. So first, gonna take some convincing. So let me know in the comments below. Um, and I do still have the two Destiny 2 builds in the pipeline. One build I'm really waiting on a certain Nightfall weapon. The next build will be popping up sometime this week. It'll be slightly unexpected, me using, some having a change up in some weapons. But, it's one of those we'll get there when we get there. It'll be my first build with a certain ability. With a certain tiny ability, it'll be my very first build on the channel with it being on there. It'll actually be a couple abilities. But now on to my Sparking Zero review. Again, this is going to be mostly my perfect thoughts. So you can just listen to this if you want to, but we'll say there's some enticing sections in the gameplay. Now, first and foremost, we're going to go through a couple of things here. We're going to start at the surface level, and we're going to work our way deeper. No diddy. Now, at the surface, the game looks visually amazing, visually stunning. By the way, in case you might be a little bit new to the channel, I haven't quite started this as a series, but in terms of is it platinum worthy, that that whole thing is going to be dedicated to single player games only, not multiplayer games, due to platinum trophies and stuff like that works. And again, for the first episode of that is my Stellar Blade review. Is it platinum worthy? That being said, Even if I can't complete the platinum, I will still say whether or not it's worthy or not. Sparking Zero's case, because it has multiplayer elements, it's not. I don't really feel like it's applicable to that series, so this is going to be entirely separate kind of style of review. Now, first and foremost, the roster is fucking massive. Some characters were really sorely missed out. Some Dragon Ball Super characters I don't necessarily think really needed to be included. Looking at you, Rosalie, but I guess she's fine. Any Laza not having his whole butterfly form is a crime. Rudagarn not having his other form is a crime as well, considering that Janemba has both forms and they can transform, right? I think that's a little bit of a shame. I do appreciate all the movie inclusions. I think it's very good. All of Dragon Ball is missing. I really wanted Mr. Popo, but I wasn't super expecting him to be there. GT, several characters that I kind of wanted to be there are missing. For example, a lot of the dragons are entirely missing. I did want to play as a few of the Shenrons, at least test them out, see if they were see what they were. And I do know Super 17 is missing, but I'm going to be perfectly honest. I did not give a single crap about that. I do have to be careful about swearing because I have not hit the 7 minute mark yet. So please, please, Autos Man, please do not swear. Uh, so, and I will say for Dragon Ball Super, none of the characters that I absolutely wanted to be there are missing necessarily. I was kind of hoping that a little bit more of the Broly movie would be included, maybe like Sheila or Lemma, but they never fought, so that kind of makes sense. I was kind of hoping a little bit that Paragus would be playable. I feel like it would be kind of interesting to have dialogue between Paragus. Like, imagine the options. First off, King Vegeta being missing is kind of a crime as well. Just imagine the interaction between, like, King Vegeta, Bardock, and Paragus. Like, Paragus and Broly afterwards. I feel like there could have been a lot of interactions. And maybe, like, Paragus saying Ultra Instinct Goku. Y'all see what I'm meaning here? Paragus would have been such a cool addition. He could have been dog shit or whatever. I don't really care, but, man, he actually would have been a good addition. Same with King Vegeta. Now, I do know there's some DLCs coming out, so the DLCs will be superhero, which in Daima, I don't understand why they're split up the way they are, but am I really interested in any of the superhero characters? No. Beast Gohan, in my opinion, the hair is a little bit too long for me to really like that form. And Orange Piccolo, I do not like at all. I just don't like the coloration. I would like it to be, if it's a little bit brighter, I would appreciate that, but the orange did not look that great necessarily. So, we'll kind of see where that goes in Cell Max. I do not care. Now, segueing over from the roster to the customization. The customization is complete dog shit. Now, again, this review is going to be mostly a mix of negatives and positives, but general overview right now is that the game is pretty hollow. You're going to see that trend as it, kind of as we progress through. With the roster, it's massive, yes, but the UI and everything makes it so hard to find any characters that you want. They should have been organized by Saga, and then, so forth and so forth. Meaning Saga, meaning Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super, and then Dragon Ball GT, or wherever you want to place that, in movies completely separately. I would have preferred that sort of system to make it easier to locate characters. Because right now, it's a little bit troublesome to find the characters that you need, especially if they do not have multiple forms, it can be easily missed. Customization, there basically is none. The customization that they, were talking about and everything is basically complete null and void. There you are. Do not get this game for any customization purposes. The most there is Bardock has an outfit or whatever to switch him to Z version, and there's a scouter. You can remove the scouter, or you can keep it on. And that's just it. That's about as deep as it goes. There's like nothing fancy. Vegeta does not have his fancy clothes. Neither does Goku in the driving episode. Neither does Piccolo. There's the stuff that I was really hoping for, and there's a lot of equipment slots, but they can't be used. And accessories are not universal. So Robotic Scouter cannot just be placed on anyone. Um, Goku's Halo cannot be placed on anyone else. So things like that are kind of annoying, and customization is useless. Unlocking characters, pretty good though. You can level up your player with with summoning the Shenrons or whatever. Pretty solid. I'll get to the Shenrons when we get to Super Shenron, specifically when we get to the episode battles. Because, oh boy, do I have thoughts about those. And the battle GMs are actually pretty good. I was not interested in them in when they were there in Dragon Ball FighterZ outside of the popular songs, but you know the actual tracks in Sparking Zero are actually pretty solid. My one point of criticism is I wish the songs would be playing when your character is on the screen, so you could have a theme specifically for DBS Broly, one specifically for Bardock, one specifically for Deborah, and not just to play in their sparking mode, because sparking mode, let's be real, doesn't really last the length of time for that track to be really impactful in that way. Um, Speaking of tracks, Ultra Instinct's theme is still missing. I believe it's called Clash of the Gods, but not to get myself copyrighted, but the dun 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 dun, yeah, that thing, completely missing. It's missing in every single it's missing in Dragon Ball FighterZ 2. That's something that's a track that I really wanted for UI Goku specifically, but it's not there. Now, okay. In terms of gameplay, pretty solid. That being said, the game explains the combat extremely poorly. Extremely poorly. The whole battle training system is not good in my opinion. It's just simply not. I prefer the things in Dragon Ball FighterZ, but even then, that's not a perfect system. I felt like a lot of the YouTubers carried the weight in terms of learning mechanics, if I could be perfectly honest. Um, the rest of my criticisms for combat is going to be saved for episodes. Okay, let's get into online. Let's get into the PvP aspect, right? Well, you know, online matches. Offline's pretty good. The CPU, the super difficulty is, in my opinion, too weak. Uh, CPU versus CPU, I haven't messed around with that. But the actual, the split screen is pretty solid. Hyperbolic Time Chamber being the only stage is, fine to me. I will say the only issue is giant characters. Giants in general feel a little bit clunky, but holy shit, if you want to feel like the worst shit you have ever played, have you and a friend both pick giant characters and be on a split screen. That shit is ass. So just holy shit, was that shit abysmal when I did that. Now on to the ranked stuff. We'll get into the ranked match at the end that I played, but I do like the matchmaking system. You know, you set up your characters, you go into an area where you can like train against a bot for a little bit before you actually put into a match. I wish this worked for casual mode as well. It does not. My main issue with that is you have to get into a room, and then even by the way, just even if you randomly join one, you have to be slotted into a room, and then once you're slotted into a room, you have to wait until the previous person's match is done. It's just why, why? Why not just have the casual mode where you're just matchmaking be the whole you're just matched with a random person? I don't understand that. I really don't. I feel like the online casual mode should use the ranked matchmaking system, in my opinion. I feel like the room thing only works in Dragon Ball FighterZ because there's like a circle that you can walk in and out of. And well, if you want to play other people, there's that option of World Tournament Arena, where you can fight ranked or casual and be match made that way. I feel like that's the only reason why that works. It just does not work that way. It just does not work well in this game. Now, we've discussed a lot of stuff. Swapping between menus is fine. It's a little bit slow at times, a little bit clunky, but it's fine. It is fine. But now we're going to get into episodes. I am running through this pretty quickly. I will kind of summarize it at the end. The episodes are some of the worst story that I've played in a Dragon Ball game ever. Holy shit, is it bad. Now, okay. Let's talk about some things here. Again, visually, it's absolutely great. Gameplay wise, pretty solid. Guess what? Xenoverse 2, when it came out, visually was pretty good. And its gameplay is simple, yes, but it had some stuff going for it. Dragon Ball FighterZ, when it came out, looked good. Dragon Ball FighterZ, though, is a little bit different with the story situation. I don't think Dragon Ball FighterZ story was handled the best, but big but here. No, did he? Oh. um, a giant, you know, what if here is Dragon Ball Fighter's story, you can kind of blaze through at times, especially if you built the proper way, which, by the way, going in optional paths was worth it in Fighters. It is not in Sparking Zero. You get absolutely nothing for doing the what if stories besides Zenny, with two exceptions, but I'll get to those two exceptions later. Everything else, it is literally just Zenny. Why not give me a special costume here? Give me a what if costume here or there, for actually doing the shit. And it just doesn't drive me, especially when the what if conditions, all of them boil down to defeating quickly. All of them do. I don't even know of a single one, except for one instance, where you just the option is just not beating. I can't think of a single one except for I can't think of any outside of one where the condition was not beating the enemy super quickly. That's not fun. I'm saying the time limit is so absurdly short that you're not necessarily rewarded for playing super well. You're rewarded for just doing sparking cheese, basically. Just sparking, bam, use the sparking ultimate, then done. That's it. That's fucking it. And that's a massive problem. I really, really, really did not like that. This is especially a problem in Trunks What If specifically, where, you have to beat Gohan, Piccolo, and Vegeta at the same time. They're not terrible, but they're not absolutely the best player on Earth either. I could not beat it. I could not beat it because you have to beat Gohan like basically before his dialogue has finished. You have a very small grace period after he finishes his dialogue, and oh my god, one of the worst part is rushing super like tracking is sometimes really, really, really bad, really bad. Meaning like sometimes it'll look like you'll just go straight through them. This happened to me several times with Trunks specifically. Sometimes it just kind of it like judders one way and then goes back to tracking. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Broly, I've only had this issue one time, but it's a one-time issue. Jiren had a similar issue where I was just going literally just straight through them. In the air. Straight through them. Like, what the fuck? What the actual fuck? Like, all of that shit does not help. It just does not help. It just, uh, so many bad decisions that every single one of it just killing the enemy quickly. I do know of one instance where you do use the Spirit Bomb on Frieza with Goku, like using Spirit Bomb. I believe that's the way you're supposed to be Frieza in order to continue it, though, in order to continue the story in general. But why isn't there more of that? I don't know. Why don't you have me finished Goku Black and Zamasu by fusing Goku and Vegeta early? I don't know. Let me finish Jiren. Like, make a what if where I fuse Goku and Vegeta into Gogeta and using a specific move. Which just why? Why not? It's just so many baffling decisions. Why not just have more fights where the condition is more than just beating the enemy quickly? Why not? You have to kill the enemy with a specific either ultimate or super attack. Something different for fuck's sake. Or on Frieza things or whatever. Destroy the state, destroy the planet Namek stage. That sort of deal. Just something different, something fucking different than just the time limit. That's what pisses me off the most. Dragon Ball FighterZ has nothing like this, so I can't compare it to that. I can say though, Dragon Ball FighterZ, you were rewarded for going into optional paths, as I stated before, because you could use the items you got in the story. You could use the items in the story, but then you could use them in another place, which we will get to. That Sparking Zero does not have. Now, back to Sparking Zero, there are items you can get, your ability items you can get. They don't work in the story. I can confirm for a fact the items do not work in the story. They don't. Telling you that flat out, they don't work in the story, period. Do not listen to what anyone else tells you online. You can even go and test it for yourself. The items do not work in the story mode. Why not? There's just no reason for them not to fucking work. There's no reason. I can't think of a singular fucking reason why these items cannot work. Cannot work. And I am super glad that I am past that time limit because this pisses me off. It angers me so much because I want this game to be absolute perfect, but it's just not. The game is hollow. You cannot use the ability items that you can get for Zenny are completely useless. They are completely useless. Now, a couple of the conditions are spotty. You can get in total well, without the Ultimate Edition, you can get 4 sets of the Super Dragon Balls or whatever. I only know where you can get 3 of them, if I'm going to be perfectly honest. You get 1 by beating Goku's story. You get 1 by doing Trunks' story, however, here's the catch. You have to do every single what if to get that end. If you get the canonical, if you get the ending you naturally go for, you won't get it. You won't get the Super Dragon Balls. You have to get to the Tournament of Power. So you in order to get those Super Dragon Balls, you have to, you absolutely have to beat Vegeta, Piccolo, and Gohan within a short amount of time. Now, Jiren's is honestly a little bit easier. Jiren, he has the 3rd set of Dragon Balls, Super Dragon Balls. For him, it's a little bit kind of complicated too, but once you stay, you have to stay and wait when, Kale is blowing up, and then you do have to fight Master Roshi. If you've already completed it, you can fight Master Roshi. After you've reached that next fight, you can leave, then skip to that Ultimate Clash. At the Ultimate Clash, you have to beat everyone in a short amount of time. It is a little bit easier, though. For whatever. It is a little bit easier, ironically, but shit can hit the fan really quickly. So just keep that in mind. I think it's because Jiren is so strong compared to everyone else. But, yeah, that whole situation is... Now, okay. Now that we've kind of, established all of that, let's take a step back for a minute. Because there's another criticism that another bomb that I have to drop. A lot of the what ifs and a lot of the story battles in general feel like custom battles. Now, I'm not ripping on custom battles that much, but they feel like they don't feel. It's a difficult way to explain it, but it's kind of like as if, like, because there's a decent amount of moments that look really solid and everything, right? They don't look like they're custom out. They look like they were made for the story. But to me, it looks like a lot of the fights were just made in custom battle and then just slapped into the story. They're just slapped in 2 episodes. And like, really? Come on. It feels a little bit low effort, maybe a little bit rushed. Now, another criticism here, as we, exit story mode, is the scaling. The scaling is really bad in Sparking Zero. Grade 8 Vegeta should not have been as difficult as he was for a lot of people. And your job in story mode is to scale up with the player's skill. Scale up with the player's skill. Easy, right? Simple. Sparking Zero doesn't do that. Fighters did this by having the AI be, normal difficulty, then you could unlock hard difficulty, but also the enemy level-wise would scale up to you. Would scale up with you, and honestly, the AI would get a little bit more difficult over time. But Sparking Zero doesn't do any of that. It's just off rip, and it kind of stays the same difficulty throughout. It just stays the same difficulty throughout. And I didn't actually have that many problems with really anyone too much. My biggest problems were somewhat great at Vegeta and like some character Dragon Ball Super that I probably don't even remember. But it was Goku Black. It was Goku Black kind of kicked my ass a little bit. But that's kind of all my criticisms for episodes. Another thing I must say is stages. Stages, stages, stages. Why? Why? Like, I'm sick of seeing Rocky, the variations of Rocky fucking Field. I'm sick of seeing Cell Games Arena. The city levels are nice because there's some more variation there, but Planet Namek, I'll say, it looked really good. It looks good. Um, they talked about stage gimmicks. Bullshit. I'm calling bullshit immediately. There's only 2 stages out of the full set that actually have any sort of gimmick. The 2 are World Tournament and Planet Namek. Planet Namek's gimmick is the water and destruction. It is the only stage in the entire game that has any semblance of destruction. Now, the other one that has a gimmick is World Tournament. It is the only one that has that. I don't know if the Tournament of Power actually has that. The stage is so massive, though, that the likelihood that you're going to even be able to ring out is, like, slim to none. Cell Games, I believe, has it too, but World Tournament has the gimmick where you use Ultimate, the guy clears the crowd away, which is cool, and then, everybody disappears. But that's fucking it. There were 4 stages I was really hoping for in Sparking Zero. Tournament of Power, which we got. Some kind of Icebound stage, because a lot of movies happen there. And I was hoping for a space stage. How are you missing a space stage? Literally every single Dragon Ball game has a space stage. The other stage I was really hoping for was Hell Stage. Now I was hoping for that because Xenoverse 2 has it, and Tenkaichi 3 has it. There's zero excuse why there is so many fucking garbage stages and not like enough of the cool ones. I would have been fine with only having one set of time for Rocky Field, one like maybe 2 sets of time for the city. I would have been fine with it. 4 more stages. And yes, I do know that Communist Lookout is gone, but I don't really care about Communist Lookout. Well, take it as you will. But like, holy shit! I don't want to see the same fucking arenas every single time. Like, goddamn. Um, my last massive hit of criticism before I wrap things up and move it up, push it on to, looking at different stuff. Me, is this one major criticism, and that is lack of content outside of episode battles. Custom battles are fine, but there's no tag team matches. There is no raid boss either. There's just like there's nothing for me to take those ability items really into outside of private matches. There's just nothing there. And it's like, what the actual fuck was the point of getting those items? Now, thankfully, I didn't waste a ton of Zenny on it, but Dragon Ball FighterZ had raid bosses, and it's a 2D game. Like, it's a competitive like fighting game. Why the fuck does that game have raid battles that pop up randomly, which is so cool? And Sparking Zero has fucking nothing. Raid battles is how you keep your staying power. Custom battles are not gonna do it. It's just not gonna do it. Raid battles are super important, for just not for, your everyday player, but also content creators as well. Raid battles are pretty fun. I enjoy doing them and sparking in Dragon Ball Fighters. So I really enjoyed them, right? And, watching Syriax and watching the Three Idiots do that stuff was really fun too. But I just won't get that, especially without modding in Sparking Zero. And obviously I got on the PS5, so I can't mod it. Now, all that said, Cosmos Man, what's the actual general consensus here before we get into my rank gameplay? Visually, it's great. Gameplay-wise, it's pretty good too. If you have a decent amount of friends, it's a pretty fun time, to pick up every once in a while. It is extremely hollow, though. Keep in mind, if you get this game, it is really hollow and bare bones. It is probably one of the most emptiest, if that makes sense, Dragon Ball games that I have ever played. I definitely do believe that Dragon Ball FighterZ is just flat out better. Um, the roster number sacrificed too much. It sacrificed too much on what makes a Dragon Ball game a Dragon Ball game. I think Dragon Ball FighterZ is just flat out better. But I do think Sparking Zero is better than Xenoverse 2 strictly because the Xenoverse 2 combat is just so abysmal. I hate the combat of Xenoverse 2. But I do think Dragon Ball FighterZ is better than Sparking Zero, though. I also do not believe that. I don't believe that Sparking Zero is worth the price tag. I think it's closer to being worth like 40 or $50. not 60 or 70. I don't believe it's worth 40 or 50. So if you see it on sale for 40 or 50 bucks, go ahead and grab it. I think that's the price that it should be at, considering on how empty it is. Um, the game is going to definitely have some staying power, but my biggest concern is things are going to get a lot worse. I think, and again, y'all can come here for some of the truest takes, especially after being right about final shape and everything. After being right about that whole thing fiasco, being like on point with Stellar Blade 2. Um, I do feel like Sparking Zero has some major glaring issues that are going to start popping up more and more and more. The community sentiment is going to get a little bit louder. But on that note, I am going to pass it over to me talking about my first ranked match. Hello everyone, so this is me reacting to my ranked match here. So again, as you can see, our opponent was found. So obviously y'all can see my main team here, and I will say, PS5, it looks clean. This is my very first ranked match, by the way. I was better with Deborah in this one. Oh, I love his voice lines. Okay, charging master, you will see why that's not the case, and fusions were not as scary to me. Little pitiful slaps. I just love Deborah's aura, and just, looks so clean. I do know that he's sort of featured in... the Evil Flame looks so cool, but a lot of his moves are just useless. He's not great. Oh, the nice throw! To get some space. I was kind of waiting. I don't know why he swapped out there. At some point, I definitely felt like I was... And also, you will see me whiff a bunch of times. Roshi, by the way, is in the top 10. Bardock is 2. Broly's like in... Bardock or Broly are both in the top 15. In terms of rank, Deborah's not even in the top 100. Oh, I'm not even particularly sure yet how to dodge those exactly. I decided to throw him since he was blocking so much. I didn't even know I was going to push him to the ground. I would miss this. Missed this epically. By the way, when you see me do random key blasts, I try to stop him from doing sparking. As you see, I have a negative key bar there, so I can't do shit yet. I'm not gonna lie, he was kind of kicking my ass with Roshi. But little did he know. But the skill point system is kind of useless too. I do love the Goku and Krillin there. And I blocked it, of course. Some characters do have it when they do their ultimate, you can't see them. Oh, that was clean. But I missed. I decided I thought he was going to charge a little bit more there. I'm still not sure how those clashes work there. Oh, and we both tried to grab because I was trying to get him off me. I decided to boost because I had so much ki. I should have thrown him away there, but I don't even quite know what I was doing. I didn't know Destructibles could interrupt your rush attacks like that. Finally, I should land Deborah's ult here. I tried to throw him to get some distance. His ult is just so cool. He put all of his stats in style. Gama being back. This is when I kind of realized I should probably switch.
Sit back and watch.
His rush attack would never land, by the way. If you, it's like, all right, switch to Bardock. And Bardock is really one of my. I kind of wish he could go Super Saiyan. Even if it's not canon, I really was hoping he would be able to. So he has super armor right now, but that doesn't mean I can't interrupt him. Well, no, he doesn't anymore. I'm still not completely sure what the symbols on the top right mean. I was able to spark and block it. Beams usually land. Of course, Bardock being one of my favorites. I meant to switch to Broly there, but I didn't. Okay, I saw Trunks, but I didn't clock a different thing. I thought he was a weird choice until later, of which you'll see. He was definitely trying to wait things out. He tried grabbing there. I also tried to grab at some point, but he was too low. Like there. By the way, Broly does have super armor, or at least some. He has a light. Also, this transformation is so good. But he does have light super armor when he's grabbing, by the way. So you can't just. His grab isn't like free, but I wasn't expecting a fusion. By the way, would this fusion do anything to help him win? Absolutely not. He's gonna get packed up. By the way, I didn't quite know how to dash at this point in time. And then, you know, decided to go full power. By the way, fun fact, Ichigo's voice actor and Broly are the same. It is Johnny Young Bosch, his voice actor for Ichigo in 1000 Year Blood War arc, Bleach. So that's kind of cool. I do miss Vic Magnosa, though. I didn't quite know what that move did, so usually when I don't know a move, I usually block. I don't know if... Oh, yeah, y'all will see something broken at the end, but I get caught by this because I'm too close. By the way, one of Broly's combos does do a mini explosive wave, which is kind of interesting as well. He didn't get it off in time. I don't know why I just raw level 3. I missed this entirely. His range is also deceptive. At first, Broly looks like it's super close, but then it's actually a beam. Of course, he was going to try to prevent me from sparking. But once you're kind of close, it's not super rewarding to do that unless you stay aggressive. A throw, which of course, it's kind of good to boost when you're in sparking. I knew I would catch him here. This time, I didn't know his range actually extended. Broly's just, one of my favorites. Sorry about my kid. And then I just spark right after. I don't know how he let this hit. No, did he? But I thought the match would... Oh, actually, no, I missed. I did not know I thought the match would be over after this, so I will be surprised when another character shows up. By the way, I was participating in the DP battles, so I was just testing out some moves there, but... So he can just absolutely do OP stuff, right? But this team that I have actually maxes the DP, so like it's an exact 15. Dabura is 6, Bardock is 4, Broly is 5. I should not have landed that, but I will take what I can get. I'd say it's kind of ironic. I love transforming in these games, but only one of my characters actually transforms. So yeah, there's my first ranked match. Let me know what y'all think of everything in the comments below, and I will catch y'all on the flip side.